Well, hi there, everybody. It's Doc Miles here again. And Lightroom has just released version 8.1. And in 8.1, there's some really big changes to the Develop module that I think you'll like. There's a few other changes too, so let's get into it and see what they are. So one of the most significant features in Lightroom, the new version 8.1, is the fact that you can now color code folders that are not online or are missing. So let's take, for example, this entire folder appears to be missing. There's a little question mark there. If I hold down the Control key on Mac or the Option key on PC, I can add a color label to that folder. So let's call it yellow. So now I could have all my yellow color labels be ones that are not being able to be found or not online or perhaps on another hard drive. So I can quickly find them. By the same token, I can color code other folders that are online or follow a certain pattern that I want to keep. Let's say a travel folder. I can color code those all red, or I can color code folders that I want to send to print all green. So it's a nice feature. Prior to this, you could only color code live folders. Now you can color code ones that aren't actually online. One of the best features of the new Lightroom 8.1 upgrade is the fact that you can change the modules to whatever order you want them in. So let's go to the Develop module for that. Over here, you'll see that I have the basic module, the detail module, the lens correction, all in an order that I want them in. So if I don't want that order, all I have to do is hold down again the Control key on Mac, the Option key on PC, and customize the Develop. So all I got to do is move things around. If I want the effects to be up here in the third row, I want the detail to be way down here, I can do that. Once I quit and save it, it's going to say to me, do you want to save this? Do you want to quit? Because the Lightroom has to shut down and restart before this becomes effective. So I'm going to put this back to where I had it. I like to do the basic first, the detail second, lens correction, and then on down. So I'm going to save that. It says, do you want to change? Relaunch. I'm going to quit Lightroom right now and relaunch. So when I start up again, I'll come back and those will be in order that I want them in. Or you can relaunch later. You can save it and come back and relaunch at a later date. When you quit, something's going to happen here. You're going to get a message now that says, do you want to shut down? Prior to that, you didn't get that message. So now you do get the message that you can shut down. That prevents you from accidentally shutting down Lightroom when you're in the middle of a project and you weren't thinking and you accidentally hit quit or you somehow shut it down. You can turn this feature off over here. So I'm going to cancel all that, keep the modules in the order that I want them in, and I'm good to go. So another feature that you might like in Lightroom is in the Develop module. And let's find a folder that actually has something in it. Another feature in Lightroom 8.1 is the ability to duplicate or rename names of presets that actually are the same. So let's say, for example, I go over here and I make some adjustments in the Develop module. Let's say I drop the exposure, I increase the highlights, pop up the shadows, the whites, the blacks, clarity. It looks pretty terrible, right? But at least you know what it looks like. Now, if I want to save that as a preset, I can go up to the Develop module and go New Preset. Now, I already have one down here called Rough Portrait. So if I call this Rough Portrait, I'm going to get a message. It's going to say, do you want to replace Rough Portrait with this preset? Do you want to duplicate it? Or do you want to rename it? If I want to rename it, I can rename it Rough Portrait 1, Rough Portrait 2. If I want to duplicate it, it will retain the duplicate of the name Rough Portrait. So I really won't know which one is the one I like. So you're better off renaming them. Or if I want to replace Rough Portrait, I can replace it. It'll take that out and replace it with these. So I'm going to not do that. I'm going to cancel that. And I'm going to go back and reset this. But that's a feature that is small, but it's different because before you couldn't rename a preset to the same exact name. It wouldn't let you do that. With Lightroom 8.1 upgrade, there are some significant under-the-hood changes, one being the syncing has been improved tremendously. In the past versions, right up to 8.0, when I turned syncing on, it seemed to slow things down to a crawl, and I'd have to actually shut syncing off in order to get any work done. And then if I walked away from the computer, I could turn syncing on and it would continue to sync. Now this syncs a lot faster in the background. You can continue to work and it doesn't interfere with it. A couple other things improved. Speed, one thing, it's gotten a lot better. It's gotten a lot faster. And there's also been a change to the book module, which lets you snap pictures to a grid. I don't really use the book module that much, so I'm not going to discuss it here. But if you want to find out more, you can go to, I'm sure there's several sites that will discuss the book module in further detail. Another great feature in Lightroom 8.1 release is the fact that you can merge photos that aren't the same perspective or the same orientation. Let's have a look. Here's two photos that are different. They were the same subject, however, the sky is cropped out in this one, and there's a little bit more information in the bottom here and a little bit more sky. So let's merge these right now. This was not easily done in Lightroom versions prior to this. So we'll go up to Photo Merge, Merge in HDR, and it's going to do it. It's going to ignore the fact that they're not the same. Now you'll get a cropped image that's going to be the central part of the photograph. However, if you want to merge to HDR or even a panorama, you will get the image that's the central part of the photograph. So that's pretty handy sometimes if you have a need for that. Let's go on to a more difficult one. So let's take two photographs that are totally different orientations. You have a vertical and a horizontal. We'll select these two and we'll go up to Photo Merge HDR. And before that would have given you a message that said this can't be done. Now you've got the merge. So I think this is a really cool way to do things if you have two photographs that don't exactly match. So there you have it. That's the changes to Lightroom 8.1. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Ring the bell and you get notified when there are new videos being posted. So I see you next time, folks.